I've tested out a lot of different high-end camo companies, but this has changed the game for me when it comes to quality and affordability. All my Huntworth gear that I have purchased so far this year has cost me less than $1,000. When you look at the other companies, it costs almost $1,000 just for the jackets and bibs alone. To me, that's not very reasonable. So I'm gonna dive into my setup for the 2023 season and give you guys a little insight onto what they have to offer. Real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes of the video, I did forget to mention throughout the video that all of my Huntworth gear is in the Disruption camo. They offer it in 3 different camos. They have Disruption, Tarnin, and Hidden, I do believe. But all mine is in the Disruption camo. We're gonna start off with the early season gear that I'm gonna be using this year. And first up is the Fallon lightweight t-shirt. So this is a stretch polyester spandex mix. It's their performance polyester, I do believe. And very nice, stretchy, breathable, basically see-through. So I got this in a medium. I don't like having a shirt that's just a little too big. I don't like the arms being loose. All the other tops that I wear, I have in a large. So going on from there, we go to the Gadsden lightweight quarter zip. So this is a hex polyester, and so you can kind of see it has a hexagonal design to it there. That is actually performance driven. That is for airflow. That is to allow some airflow through there. This is their lightweight long sleeve shirt. I like to wear a long sleeve, especially if it's a sunny day. After I get out to the stand or whatever, I like to throw this on just so that sun's not beating on me. But a very breathable material and gonna be a really nice piece for those early season sits. Then we move on to the pants that I have. So right now I just have these pants in the Disruption camo. I do plan on getting them in the ash brown that they offer. These are their Durham pants. So this is a polyester spandex blend. It is a stretch woven polyester, so very lightweight. Has a nice stretchy waistband. Also has the elastic waistband here with the rubber grip on it. That's super nice because I like to tuck in my shirts into my pants, because when I sit in the saddle, I don't like when my shirt comes up out of my pants at all. Let me think. Get 6 pockets in total. You got 2 cargo pockets on each side. You got your normal pockets up top, and then you also have 2 pockets in the back. One nice piece that not a lot of lightweight pants have is they added a tougher material to the knee areas and also on the seat. To me, that's important because those are very high wear areas for me, especially if you're crawling early season. You gotta go hands and knees, trying to do a stock on something. Very, very nice addition to a pant, in my opinion. So I also wound up getting their lightweight gaiter. Typically, I only throw this up if I'm starting to see some activity. I'm not a huge gaiter person, but I do like to have it when I'm starting to see deer. This is their lightweight material. Can also be thrown up over the top of your hat if it's a nice sunny day. protect your ears, protect the back of your neck from getting too burnt up. Moving on to the midweight stuff, the stuff that I plan to wear a little bit early season, mostly leading into that October time frame. First up is going to be the Shelton Grid Fleece hoodie. So a lot of different companies make a grid fleece, very popular right now as a hoodie material. But one nice piece is they actually added an attached face mask. So that's something when you throw that hood up, you can bring that face mask up and around, slide it over your face. You can bring it down below your face as well, or you can keep it behind. It does not matter, however you like to wear it. This comes in a quarter zip, but one cool piece that you don't typically see in hoodies is you have your kangaroo pocket here, or you have your big pass-through pocket, but they added a zip pocket above that. So that's going to be nice for throwing a rangefinder in, throwing your phone in if you want your phone to sit in there, zipped up, secured, good to go. Here's a look at that grid fleece. Warm material, but also allows some airflow and venting. So can be worn early season, but also can be thrown on underneath a midweight jacket. Next up is the Rochester midweight rib fleece. So this is more of a base layer. This is something that I plan to wear as a base layer. I will not be wearing this as an early season, but it has a nice soft fleece lining to it, but also has some nice venting ports for airflow, so that way you can cool off on a walk in, you're not getting too hot. But then the big thing about this piece is the rib fleecing on high sweat areas. So if you got a pack on, this goes right down the center of your back, runs all the way down the back there, and then it also comes up into the armpits. For me, that's great. I sweat a lot, and that is going to help me a ton when I'm packing out during that mid-season time frame, and also during the late season when I need to keep this as my base layer. That's going to make a big difference for me. Going on to my vest, and actually this is a vest that I have worn all winter, and I will put this up against most of the vests out there on the market. So this is their Elkins midweight windproof vest. So internally they have a grid fleece material, but externally they have what they call their in velvet fleece. Very soft, very low noise, but also that is bonded to a windproof material. And then nice little addition, if I am hunting a tree stand, it has the harness pass-through port. Safety first, kids. So this piece, again, I've worn this all winter long, taking the dogs out, ice fishing, that sort of stuff, and it has performed awesome. I noticed very, very little wind chill whatsoever, if any at all, while I'm wearing this. So that is a great piece for me as well. We move on to my midweight jacket. I went with their lighter version of a midweight jacket, which is their Grafton. It has a grid fleece interior to it, but it has their in velvet exterior. Doesn't have all the properties of a couple of the other jackets that they offer, like windproof, all that other stuff. I don't need it. You know, as long as I have my layers on underneath me with the rest of this stuff, I'll be fine in that 40 to 50 range. But again, they added the harness pass-through port there as well. That would be nice when I do need just an extra layer to throw over the top of things after my walkout. Then I went with their Torrington pants. These aren't their top of the line midweight pants that they have, but they do have the exterior that is actually a polyester. Now, I forgot to mention this with the Durham pants. All of their pants have a DWR finish to them, so that's going to help repel that water away. But again, nice elastic band, nice and grippy for tucking in shirts. Multiple pockets on this as well, and then the abrasion resistant knees and seat. I plan on using these a ton during turkey season, just because up here in the upper Midwest it gets cold during turkey season, especially last year when we had, oh geez, I don't know, it's 20 some degrees in May. The final piece to my midweight collection is going to be the Bradford gloves. So these are a typical flip top design. Why I like these for my midweight gloves is I like to be able to use my fingers. When those temps drop in the morning and the evenings, it is nice to be able to flip this over. But when you're putting the sticks on or hanging the platform up, it's nice to have that dexterity in the fingers to use. Also comes with the flip thumb, so there's that. These gloves have a grid fleece palm to them, but then on top it is a Sherpa fleece, and also on the inside of the top there it is a Sherpa fleece line as well. But next up is going to be my heavyweight setup, and that is for my later season stuff. This is the gear that I actually got to use this last year. I purchased it back in December and got to use it the rest of my 2022 season through the month of December. And that is going to be the Heat Boost Saskatoon system. I was skeptical. When I ordered it, I thought it was going to be a little bit heavier. They do make a heavier jacket and bib. I was skeptical when I picked it up because it is a little bit thinner. Now it is a soft shell, so duh, it should be a little bit thinner than your regular big old puffy jacket. But it has their Heat Boost technology, which is a graphene fleece on the inside. I wore this system, oh geez, we had days where it was, I think there was a couple days where it was actually down to negative 11. And crazy me, I went out and sat in that. But I wore this to really put it to the test, and I couldn't tell you one time that I got cold. So with Huntworth, they have their Heat Boost logo. If their gear has that Heat Boost logo on it, it is going to be for that later season stuff. And one nice thing is they do have venting down the sides. They do have internal pockets. You got one up high on your right side, and then they also have two down low on the inside, so you can throw your gloves in there. You can throw hand warmers in there if you want a little extra warmth. They also have your external pockets down low on both sides, and then they do have two chest pockets up top. So for me, this is great for sitting in the saddle because Be wearing the jacket, sitting back, keeping my hands on the inside. I like to wear just the fingerless gloves, so this was great. I did throw hand warmers into these pockets just because my hands get very cold. That's about the only thing that gets cold on me is my hands, so that was nice. And then they also have a zip pocket just on the left side here, so that's up top. I like to throw my rangefinder in there, so that way reach across right hand, grab my rangefinder, range what I need to. This system also comes with their harness pass-through on the back side there. So that is the Saskatoon jacket. Then the Saskatoon pants. Not a big bib person while saddle hunting, especially. I feel like they get all bunched up and I don't like that feeling. So I went with the pants. Now these I ordered in a large tall. My other pants are in a medium tall. So I'm 6 foot, and I ordered these in a large just because I do layer underneath of these, so I wanted to ensure that I had enough room. Just throw a belt on these. They also have the, if you wear coveralls, or not coveralls, if you have the overall straps, you can throw those. They got 2 hooks, or 2 spots on the front and 2 on the back to hook that up to. So again, graphene, fleece lined with that heat boost insignia on there. These come with 2 cargo pockets and your normal waistline pockets, and then 2 on the back. Again, having these knee pads and the seat, not knee pads, they're just abrasion resistant knees and this abrasion resistant seat. One thing I forgot to mention is this is actually more waterproof. I did wind up sitting a few times on the ground with these, but never got wet, so that was great. And then also the DWR finish on this material is awesome as well. So the final pieces to my heavyweight stuff. It's actually going to start out with a midweight beanie. This is the Colville midweight grid fleece lined beanie. It has some windproof properties to it. It comes in the in-velvet fleece on top. Why I chose a midweight instead of the heavyweight, I sweat very easily. Their heavyweight stuff does come in a Sherpa lining, so that'll be the big difference there. It also, on the ears, it's a little bit lighter material, so that really helped me out this year as far as hearing goes. Some hats, when you put them on, kind of block out that noise, where this has a little bit thinner material. So from there, we go to the Porter Sherpa Line Gator. Now, late season, I will wear this neck gaiter because here in Minnesota, you get those winds howling and that cold air starts rushing down your neck. That's where you're going to start to get chilled. That's where your first signs of cold are going to really be noticed. So the nice part about this is it is Sherpa lined around the edges, but on the front, so where your mouth and nose go, it is a grid fleece. That's nice to me because I don't like a bunch of stuff sitting right on my face, but yet around the neck and on the back side, it will keep you warm with that Sherpa fleece lining. Then we move on to the big heavyweight Anchorage gloves. So these have a grid fleece interior. Now these are their heaviest weight gloves for cold weather, but they have Primaloft in them. This little tag right there. Very nice. The gloves themselves are light, but yet very warm. And I bought them a size up. I probably could have went with just the large in them. I went with the large extra large, and that was because a lot of times I'll just have my fingerless gloves on underneath of these, and so I can slide those on inside here and have plenty of room. And touch enabled, thumb and index finger, obviously phones, mapping, all that sort of stuff. These are also a waterproof glove. I did wear these a lot while taking the four-wheeler out ice fishing, so getting snow and water and all that stuff on them. Never had a problem with water getting inside of these. So I'm just realizing now as I'm editing this, but you guys are probably seeing the prices and wondering how the heck did I come up with less than $1,000. I actually wound up taking advantage of a bunch of sales, and that's how I got to under $1,000. So when it comes to price and quality, I knew there was an issue with the price of gear nowadays, and they made their stuff affordable, but yet still has great quality to it. I look at these pants here, 130 bucks. Well, most pants now that are a midweight, like these Torringtons are, you're looking at 250 bucks. So you're cutting the cost basically in half with this gear. One thing I noticed from my last gear is I couldn't even make it through a season without something ripping or tearing on what is supposed to be high quality. I'm out hunting 40 plus days out of a year or out of a fall, and if my clothing can't hold up to that, I'm not gonna go buy new clothing from that same company because it's way too overpriced for me. And I had that problem kind of across the board with gear. So that was something that I definitely looked into Huntworth for, is price and quality. So that's what I had for you guys for my initial review of Huntworth gear. I will leave a link in the description below if you guys want to go check it out. I am not affiliated with them in any way. I just wanted to share with you guys something that I find to be very good gear that is affordable. So if you could hit that subscribe and like button, it would be much appreciated, and we will catch you in the next one.